Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Does being a provider and a protector mean the same thing for a man?
No.
Okay, let's
No.
break it down because those are the two things that we
No.
put on a man all the time, and I just think that we can't identify what that really means.
Yeah,
Provider
no.
and
Those are
protector.
those are two different attributes.
Okay.
Provider is like so. Provider is multiple things, right? So let's get that straight, right? Because actually, that's an area of contention. Provider don't mean I'm just bringing money.
Come on now.
Right? I can provide more than money.
Another question.
I can provide comfort. I can provide emotional support. I can provide help around the house. Whatever the case may be, providing means you're giving something that is adding to or filling in the gaps of wherever the need and necessity is, whether that be in a relationship, out of the relationship, wherever the hell y'all at, whatever relationship y'all have. A provider is somebody that is bringing things that is adding value. So as a provider, you're adding value. That's what you're providing value, right? It don't have to always be monetary. That's where these women, not women, men and women get shit fucked up.
But mostly women.
Right? A lot of women. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to get in trouble. So providing is more than just financial. It's what do you bring to the table to help the table be more sturdy, right?
Or be more sturdy, y'all.
Yeah, be
y'all want
sturdy.
to talk about bringing it to the table.
Yeah.
What are we making it sturdy?
Yeah, because some of y'all are on them TV trays, and that shit ain't that sturdy. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all TV trays and y'all putting way too much of that stuff on top of
Exactly.
the
It's
TV
way too much
tray. You
stuff for that
bringing
little
way
ass
too
TV
much
tray.
on them
Y'all need to provide more.
provide. You know what? Welcome to the Keepsake Corner. On that note, hold on. We got to get the guest toast up in
Yes,
here.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Got my boy Elliott back, and y'all already know who he is because y'all just saw the last episode. And if you did not, y'all know I'm gonna tell y'all to stop, pause. Not for a long time, but a good time because y'all go back and come back, and here we are because I'm not gonna do no at the intro. So now we were just talking about providing. Y'all got it messed up. It has nothing to, and I'm not gonna say nothing. It has minimal to do with finances.
Yes.
And it does not always have to be for the man to be the provider.
Exactly. And I think also the same thing goes for protection, right? Because I think a lot of times when people think, oh, do I feel protected around him? I feel like the first thing they think is physical protection. Like, oh, can this nigga whoop this nigga? Or if some nigga tried to come in the house, can he X, Y, and Z?
Right.
But what you're not really considering is that those kind of instances are so few and far between that if you're making a decision based on if this nigga can whoop that nigga, you're gonna end up in a whooped ass situation, right? Because you gotta think: is this person gonna protect my feelings? Is this person gonna protect my name?
Right.
Is this person gonna protect my sanity?
Ooh.
Because what you gotta think, like, y'all be letting, not y'all, people let real bad people into their home because they misunderstand what they're looking for. I want a protector. Oh no, this nigga 6'4". He just got out of jail. Everybody's scared of him, and now that nigga whooping your ass.
No, or he the one that's bringing the people to your house.
Or he bringing or that. And by the way, let me make sure. I ain't saying niggas that come from jail and got fucked up. Niggas whoop your ass. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking in extreme levels.
My people know we got a percentage over here.
Yeah, for sure. Follow, just don't take that as exact science, right? But what I'm saying though is y'all be bringing these people in, and they only protect one thing. If you're looking for an overall protector, you got to look at your whole gamut of things that need to be protected. Like you can't protect how people perceive you. Sometimes some rooms your name is being brought up in the day in, and you not. And are they gonna protect your name in that room? Sometimes your feelings is needed protected when they go out with their friends or whatever, and they doing whatever they do. Is he protecting you by making sure? Hey, I'm not gonna make my girl look crazy by fucking with people that she know in front of people that she know, whatever the case may be. That's gonna make her look crazy, and it's not protecting her or her feelings, right?
Okay, I always had a lie, but
no, go ahead.
All right. What's between that and respect? Or disrespect, because we were talking about the other end of it. What's the difference between that and disrespect?
So disrespect,
just in that part right there, you were saying, no, this was good. Like, yeah, no,
yeah. So, I mean, in that scenario, I guess disrespect would just be the blatant nonchalantness of doing shit that will look away or put somebody in a position because you just don't care about the outcome on their end, right? So, for me to respect you, I have to respect you enough to say, I don't want to put you in a position of whatever, right? Where you feeling less than, more than, slighted, not slighted. Like that's like when people say, "Oh, I'm doing something with this person out of respect." Yeah. A lot of like for example, when men talk to men, a lot of times there's initial respect just because they know where shit can go. Right? Like I may end up having to fight this nigga. It might be a physical toll on that I don't want to do it. And then a lot of times you find niggas that assume that they just gonna whoop somebody and they just gonna disrespect you because they feel like there's no cost for their actions, right? So in that same vein, when you talk about respecting your spouse, whatever, what's the cost of what I'm about to do based on how she's gonna react? Now, yeah, so with respect, it's like you kind of figure out what's the cost of what I'm going to do as it pertains to the other person and how they feel about me or how they feel about themselves, right? And if I care about that, right?
Okay. Now,
I think sometimes where people get lost in translation, especially like your spouse, with respect and effective when we're talking about respect, is everything that I do isn't with you in mind.
Oh. Wait, run that back.
Everything I do isn't with you in mind, right? Okay. So for a lot of times that I would say people that do shit sometimes like in relationships where the spouse doesn't take liking to it, it's because they weren't thinking about you. And I don't mean that negatively. But like sometimes niggas be doing, women and niggas be doing shit, and it has nothing to do with you.
I can see that.
And it's not meant to be disrespect. Now the end result could be disrespectful, but it wasn't meant to have any bearing on respect because the thought was a selfish thought in the first place, right? I'm only thinking about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about, like, for example, if your wife cooks for you every night, she gets sick, and you said, "Well, I'm not gonna cook today because I'm gonna rest," right? And then the husband who doesn't eat, right? Now, then he says, "Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't even eat tonight." Right. Like, nigga, I'm sick. I'm only worried about me right now.
Right.
I'm not, and I didn't do this because I'm saying fuck you. I'm saying no. I need to recuperate, right? These things, that same formula can be placed on everything that people do when they do things without keeping the person that they're with in mind. And I feel like this is a part of the ego maniac part of dealing with people in relationships. They feel like they should be the main character of your story.
Absolutely.
And it's like, no, we main characters in our own stories. And I'm not always thinking about you, and you can't always be thinking about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't work that way. Humans don't operate that way.
No.
You know, because I feel like that's what happens with cheating. I feel like sometimes cheating is just an individual selfish act that happens in the moment, right?
Yes.
So right. That can happen in the moment, and it's not meant to do any harm to a person.
Right.
It's just meant that in that time I was in a moment of I wanted satisfaction or whatever the case may be. I wanted the ego boost, whatever the fuck I got out of that. That's the reason why I did this. It wasn't because I'm trying to make you look crazy, right?
Yes.
But then there's also another part of cheating where it's retaliatory. Or retaliation. I don't even know retaliatory.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah.
I be making up words all the time.
Yeah, like retaliation cheating, where it's like, oh, because you made me feel away, now I want to make you feel just as bad, or if not worse. Which to me shows low emotional IQ. Because like, well, if you say, like, for example, you say I love you. You're my husband. I want what's best for you, and I'll never do dirty. But I'll never do you dirty, right? And then let's say you get cheated on, and then your response is, "All right, for sure. You cheated. You hurt me. I didn't like that. Let's have a conversation. Let's reconcile." But also part of that reconciliation is now I'm gonna cheat back.
Right. Oh yeah, I teach the 5 apology styles. Yeah. And that is one of them on the receiving end, because everybody don't have to accept your apology. Exactly. Right? And so there's 5 different ways that people receive them, and one of them is a conditional one. Right. Like you said, that's that bet. Yeah, bet. Yeah. And I'm gonna cheat back. And what but like I said, that the problem with that is it creates a vicious cycle. That this is now beyond reparation. Because now you're what I did out of selfish intent, with no thought to you, with no intention of hurting you. In turn, you're doing something intentionally to hurt me because of what I did, which I know, and I feel like that's the problem with people. People be wanting life to be fair, and they keep life. It's fun. Like, niggas even get a tattoo to say life ain't fair, but then they want shit to be fair. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Everybody contradict themselves. Everybody contradicts themselves. It's the same thing where, like you said, life ain't fair, but then they turn around. It's the same thing about free the homies. Yes, like, right. No, keep them niggas. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. What did he do? Why he there in the first place? Why he there in the first place? I ain't saying everybody needs to be there. No. But we talking about the free the homie ones. Yeah, that's fact. Y'all know the homie. Yeah, just freedom for the sake of he my homie. Right. But it's like, nah, nigga, you're a menace. You're a menace to fucking society. Go sit down. Because he my homie. That's it. But I do think, like, in an ideal world, you should be able to get cheated on if the cheating isn't happening in a fashion where I'm trying to hurt you, right? Okay, so, like, for example, let's say I cheated, right? But I cheated and I guess it's kind of hard to kind of like put this into words, because intention is hard. You can't really display intention. Absolutely. Because I can tell you this is why I did something, and you may never believe me because of whatever the act was. Right. And you're trying to tell me what my intentions were, right? And because of how they feel. And because of how they feel about it, right? And so I would much rather that, hey, I cheated, you didn't like that, leave. But to say, I cheated, you don't like that, I apologize, okay, let's work through this, and you agree, and then your agreement is, oh, well, I'm gonna cheat back. Like, nigga, because as soon as you cheat, I'm gone. Because that's just how I'm built. Like, I don't stick around. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that's how you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, if you want to cheat, that's fine. I remember I told my wife this before when we were early in our day. Like, hey, you do whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna go through your phone. I'm not gonna check and see where you at. I don't care. And I don't mean I don't care like I don't care, but I don't care what you do, right? And then so she used to perceive that as, oh, you don't care about me. Oh. And it's like, no, I don't care what you as a functioning adult decide to do. However, based upon what you do, I will respond in turn. So, like, hey, you go out there, you cheat and do some wild shit with a nigga, cool. You got that shit off, you gonna hurt me? It's cool. It's over. It's over. It's cool. And I ain't got no hard feelings about it. It's over. We ain't got to negotiate it. We ain't got to have the crying game or none of that shit. And in turn, if you decide to do the same thing with me, I would have to take that on the chin if I do that, right? But I'm not going to police your actions to the point, right? And I feel like that's where a lot of women get caught up when they with their dudes, is they try to police the actions. Like, you ever seen the movie Minority Report? Yes. With Tom Cruise? A long time ago, but I remember I liked it. That's the one with the balls. Yeah. And they were charging people with crimes they hadn't committed yet. Yes. Right? And I feel like women are Minority Report agents sometimes, and it's to the detriment of themselves. Yeah, so nah, you good. That was still good though. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? And what I feel like what happens is they policing actions based upon what they think is gonna happen, right? Is that the same as another overused word that y'all I haven't done much research on this. Is that what trajectory is? Have you heard that? Yeah, trajectory. So like where something happens and you're basing it on where it's gonna land based on the trajectory that it's on, right? Okay, so it looks like that. It's similar. Okay. But I think the problem with that is there's no trajectory for cheating. In my opinion. Okay, I see what you mean. In my opinion, you can say, oh, he's texting other bitches. Okay, well, when is he texting them? Why is he texting them? When did he first text them? Where did he meet her? How long has he known her? What is he trying to get out of her? You can't answer all those questions because you're not him. Right? The same way I could go to my wife and go, who is this nigga? How long have you known this nigga? You look crazy.
You look crazy trying to police people and their interactions. And what you also do is you then create contempt. It's like, nigga, you're not about to be the only person. You ain't gonna be the only person I talk to. Sorry. And not like that though. But with respect, I don't mean like every person like, oh, everybody about to be my girl. Right. Like and nigga, that the process of being in a relationship with somebody is exhausting already. Why would I want multiples of that shit?
Man, I'm telling you, okay, when you're young, it was probably fun. That shit is over. Around. It's just adult. Like, come on, man. Yes. I got other stuff to worry about. Man. The big, like my uncle, he did an episode and he was talking about the patterns of cheating husbands and things like that. And he was like, man, you gotta make time for that other hoe. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta get some more money. It's a lot. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm tired. I'm tired with my dog. Right. And let alone another like human being. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes people use people for what people need, right? And damn, I don't know why I said it like that, but anyway. No, because a lot of people call it transactional. Everybody like relationships are transactional now. Yeah, like, and I feel like sometimes people have people they contact with outside of their relationship to fill in voids that they may not get in their relationship, and that should be fine because I can't get everything from home. Like if I grow up in fucking Iceland, they don't have oranges, so I gotta go to another state to get oranges. Don't mean that I'm no longer from Iceland. Yeah. It just means that Iceland don't have oranges, so I'm gonna go get some oranges and I'm gonna come back. And a lot of people have to see, because again, I have 2 male best friends. Right. I'm talking besties. We ain't even looked at each other pinky toe or nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it is, I really wish people would highlight and put positivity on platonic relationships. Yeah. You know, and stop always taking them personal or side eyeing them because it could be good for the relationship. 100%. Look, if I got a problem with my guy, I would rather, and then because you're going to get mad at me if I go to my homegirls about our stuff and talk about, your homegirls told you this year. Yep. But I want to go to my homeboy because he going to bring me down. Right. He going to tell me I'm crazy. Right. Because y'all think different. Yeah, we do. But you need both, right? Because the thing is like, your point of view is only based upon all the information and everything that you have and how your personality is set up. And then a lot of times, I think what happens, and this is the reason why I feel like therapy is so important because you don't live in an echo chamber, right? Where people are telling you things and they just gonna echo, and even if you have like one friend like, well, I'm gonna tell you like it is, but at the end of the day, they still want what's best for you. You have to find somebody sometimes to talk to that doesn't want anything for you because they don't give a fuck about you or they don't know you like that to care about that kind of shit. And that's where you'll get some of the best, like, well, let me kind of even kill my thoughts because they said X, Y, and Z, and I never even thought about it like that. Like sometimes it's like seeing the forest for the trees. Like sometimes you're too close. Yes. Sometimes you're too close, and sometimes the people you're talking to are too close. And what back to what I'm saying is if you don't give somebody outlets, then they'll force themselves to get an outlet. So I feel like sometimes what I was saying when women are minority report agents, y'all forcing y'all person into cheating without even noticing it. Like, damn, you're always going through my phone. Damn, you're always saying this. You're asking me who this and who this, who this. Nigga, I'm going through the Inquisition like I'm cheating. Yes. So I might as well cheat. Might as well cheat, yeah. Trey Songz got a song. Shout out to Trey Songz. He got a song called yeah, that's what he said. He said, I'm gonna cheat on you. That's the name of the song. He said, I'm gonna cheat on you. That was my song back in the day. See? But I mean, I get it. I am not, of course, no one is condoning cheating. Don't cheat. It's not I am not mad at saying that some cheating is justified. Right. And I say it for that reason too. Right. It's because some people do push people. Now, no justification or no anything like that. But not only that, people push people to do anything. Yes. Whether it's, drastic or very, very small. Yeah, for sure. You're going to push me to go take a drive at 12 a.m. when I shouldn't have. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it don't always have to be cheating. Exactly. But cheating is a really good one that we should talk about. I'm going to put that in another me and Elliott episode because we can get into that. Yeah. Because that's a good one. A lot of people are so faulted for cheating. Faulted, and they think like they put that at the high standard of no justification. Yeah. And then there's so many other things. It's some things are way worse. Like a verbal and emotional abuse
is way worse than you getting cheated on. If you coming home every night and this nigga's giving you hell like you ugly, you fat, you stupid, you dumb, this food ain't good, you not good, we not good, I hate you, but we staying together. And you hear that every day. That's doing way worse to you than a nigga who went out and went to go cheat on you. Both shouldn't happen.
Or like you know
once or twice. Yeah, I ain't saying either should happen. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, there's way worse fates than you just getting cheated on, and y'all be so hung up on it because it's an ego thing. Like, oh, because somebody cheated on me means that they feel like it's somebody. Like I remember somebody said, I would judge how somebody cheated on me based on who they cheated on with, and I was like, damn, people are retarded as fuck.
You know, and that's sad because people always make it about the other person instead of themselves. If you cheat on me, I'm not worried about who it's with. That's the other thing with people. Who is it? Why her? Did she do it to me? Like, did she? I'm not asking her. I don't care who she is. I don't care if I ever find out who she is because it's not about her.
It has nothing to do with her.
At all. I don't care if she was the top model of Uganda.
Right.
It don't matter because I'm top model of Kenya.
Exactly.
And it don't even matter. So, you know what? That's the rise and the challenge of today is everybody is so worried about. You know, it's crazy because on one end, everybody's worried about themselves.
Right.
But then they're worried about the other person. But then it turns back to the ego.
Exactly.
So it's still about yourself.
It's still about yourself. And at the end, not the thing, most answers you're going to find in your own stuff to me. Like, even with shit going on in the house, like, oh, man, my kids aren't doing this. And then you look, well, damn, I didn't do this, and this. And then it created it. Like, you got to create the environments for what you want.
Create the environments for what you want. And that's the other thing, too, about the environment in the home.
Yeah.
You know, if you come in there, you are, and I don't care, the man, the woman, you guys create the atmosphere.
100%.
Everybody puts it on the man. Everybody puts it on the woman. Oh, you come in here, you're the household user. No, everybody be happy in the household.
Yeah. Like, that head of household shit is crazy to me, too. And I know as a man, you know, I guess well, our man coding is, well, I'm the head of the household. Like, not for everything, dog. Like, everything you're not the head of the household for. Sometimes you got to sit back, relax, and shut up, and then let that decision happen in other people's hands. And I feel like a lot of times what happens is the ego, like I said, we're talking about ego. Well, I'm the man, and I make the most money, or I don't, which is definitely something that's happening more. And that's another thing. A lot of you niggas can't handle your wife making more money than you, and that shit is bringing your retirement help down for sure. Your net worth is going down because of that, bro.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is a lot of the ego shit getting away because you're looking at it and you like, oh, I'm the head of the household. Sometimes you're not equipped for this decision. Like when my wife says time to cook, I ain't equipped for cooking. Right. And I don't mean that domestic. I ain't saying she gotta be domestic, but I'm not good at cooking. That's not my shit. Yeah. I'm also not good at building shit. She better at building shit than me. So I'm like, hey, whatever you think is best, I'm gonna follow your lead on that because I ain't good at that shit anyway. When it comes to other things, finances and stuff, okay, we're gonna lean on me because I'm better at that than you.
Right.
And you gotta understand, excuse me, my bad. Yeah. Evenly yoked is part of that. Like, hey, some things you better at, I'm gonna let you lead. Some things I'm better at, you gotta let me lead. And it can't just be I'm the leader because I'm the leader. That's how your ass lead yourself to ruin.
And two, I'm just everybody be making up stuff, mushing stuff clean because again, now it's already a thing where we're fighting the male and the female thing, right? The gender. Now it's a whole list under that. So like you said, because you just mentioned it. So now, all right, so we got the husband and the wife.
Yep.
So now under the husband column, he already got to be the protector and the provider. So then under the woman's column, now she already had to cook, the clean, and why we automatically put the finances under the woman.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'm not saying, yes, there is a statistic out there, I'm not sure what it is right now, that most women are better, but I also feel that there's a rise in men taking control of finances as well now.
Yeah.
So, which means that we just keep placing stuff. It's like we're playing Tetris when we feel like it.
Right.
Like, okay, like, oh, women, men, like, oh, wait. Oh, no, the man better at finances. Hold on, let's put this under here. Like, oh, snap. She big. Oh, she got to protect that man now.
Exactly.
Like, which one is it? People need to just lean on each other's strengths.
Right. And then you may be strong at that in the moment. And in that moment, and in another moment, you're not as strong at that. So then now does that mean this shit is over, or do we just transfer back and forth based on where our strengths lie at the moment? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the best way. It's the ideal way for things to work. The rationale behind it is it may not ever get to that point because people find ways. I feel like people know the cure to their illness, but they never want to take it.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know that this shit should go back and forth. You know that you can't be relied on for everything all the time, and she can't be relied on everything for everything all the time. And this should go back and forth. And I'm saying that as a hypocrite because I know my wife, like, I wish she would cook more. Yeah. I'd be getting tired of cooking. Right. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't fucking cook. I'm like, but nigga, you could go learn some simple shit how to cook. And when I say nigga, I mean me, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's a part of knowing the cure and not taking it. Because like people are fine with being sick. And that shit is an issue.
And I mean, yes, that is that too. But the crazy thing is they're fine with being sick because they have normalized being sick.
Yeah, they normalized it. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
That's sad, y'all. Yeah. That just be
they be like, I know I'm a piece of shit, and I know I should be doing better, but that's where you lose me. As soon as you say but like nigga, if you know that shit, then change it. Yeah. Or don't.
Mindset. Also, they believe everything. Here's the thing that everybody say in relationships, and I get it because it's the easiest thing. Relationships work. Relationships work. Okay, cool, but it doesn't have to be hard.
Yes.
Work is hard, and this is what I want. I want people to really start comparing their relationships to their careers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because everything is hard. I don't care. Y'all think me coaching y'all is easy?
It's not at all. Not at all.
But it's not. I'm not like, oh my God, this is so hard. They make it a struggle hard.
Right, but for no reason though.
For no reason.
For no reason though. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, you know, this doesn't have to be a rocky road.
It does not.
This doesn't have to be an argument. This doesn't have to be a back and forth. And I feel like sometimes people just don't. People ain't happy unless they have the last word on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that should be sending me.
Man.
But I also think that people are sometimes predisposed to drama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let me check my hat off here. I know my hairline intact.
Yeah,
for a second.
Yeah,
it's still good. No, in all seriousness though, like, I feel like a lot of times people are predisposed to drama. Like, they feel like as if drama is adding excitement or layers to their life. When, nigga, you're taking years off my life with this bullshit.
Years.
It was shit that we ain't even got, like, we mad and arguing about shit that we ain't got to argue about. Like, cool, let's figure it out then. All right, okay. And the funny thing too is people have more respect for their career than they do for their relationship, and that's some shit that should be discussed and studied, and like that should be looked into just like cancer.
Say less. I'll study it. No problem. Because no, you're absolutely, and I compare it to the same thing too. And I also what I do with couples, married couples, and just couples are dating is I came up with a tool to do it just like an evaluation on how you do at your job.
Yep.
Because people need that in relationships. So just like in your job, when it's time to get that bonus or anything, you have all of your columns need to exceed and everything.
Yep.
I created that for couples.
That's not a bad idea. That's a great idea.
Yes, thank you. 100%. Because you need, and like you said, you respect your boss. If your boss give you a project, you're willing to work on that. You don't do it immediately. But if you go home and you ask your husband to take out the trash, he gonna do it when he wants to.
Yep.
But the boss, you gonna do it expeditiously.
Or you don't get paid, right?
Or you don't get paid. Or you get fired.
Oh, you get fired. And that's something that I feel like I guess that's where the transactional nature of relationships come from, because people do things in order to get things. And I hate that in a relationship, it shouldn't be I'm doing this to get something out of it. I'm doing this because I get something out of it, right? And I know I just repeated myself, but what I mean is I'm not doing this because I want her to do this. But I'm doing this because this is my safe haven, and I like making things easy for her, and she likes making things easy for me. But we're both working towards a common goal. We want to raise these kids. We want to grow old together and have all these experiences. And in order to do so, in order to have an amicable life or a household that isn't contentious, we need to make sure the trash is out because that adds stress. We need to make sure the dishes is washed because that adds stress. We need to make sure we have dinner together because that adds stress. I need to know what's going on with you so I can relieve that stress. So I'm trying to make the environment for you to find your own happiness as easy as possible. The same way you want to make the environment for me to find my happiness as easy as possible. That's why we're mutually here together because it's easier if my paycheck plus your paycheck is more paycheck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My hands plus your hands is more hands. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the tenets of a relationship. That's why like when people be like I'm single and I'm happy, yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. But you only managing for you and there's a ceiling on that.
Yes.
There's a ceiling on it. And I'm not saying that being single is bad and nothing like that. And I'm not saying the eternal goal is relationship. But I do believe you're not here to be single for your whole life. Like it's too social. You're too social of a being to be that way, right? And I mean, I don't think it's long term healthy, right? But there's things that you want to do, and you want to do it with somebody because you can make it happen faster. It can happen much easier.
Yes.
And it's much more enjoyable when both of you guys are doing it together. Like when my wife is happy and I'm happy and we're together, that shit feel like cloud 10, right? And at the same time, when she unhappy and I'm unhappy, that shit is remnants of hell.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I want to make it seem like everything is peachy and it's always great. But what I'm saying is you're gonna times two everything you want to do is like compound interest on life. Not just like your finances, everything is compounded. Like we have children, so now I can procreate, we can push our lineage, yada yada yada. We can raise these kids, watch them grow. We get things from that.
Yes.
You get things from that. And it's beautiful when you do it with somebody that you want to do it with and y'all are enjoying that and y'all are both living within your happiness.
Yes. Instead of people being unhappy and staying for the kids.
Right.
Because what you're not doing is having that family time. I don't think people understand. I know this just went all the way left, but I don't care.
My bad.
Because no, I'm talking about with me. What I'm about to get into this subject right now is because like you're saying, when you're happy, we're happy. We have planned. We're gonna do this. But people that stay for the kids that are unhappy, that family time isn't happening.
Yeah.
That bonding time isn't happening. Yeah. We're just in the same house.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in this room, you in this room, y'all in your room, or nothing like that. Because why? I don't want to be in your mama face. I don't want to see her or nothing like that.
It's not a cohabitation
at all.
Yeah.
And people just stay there. And so I preach again. I love bringing back old school words. I say this all. I'm so tired of. Look, I like education. I like that y'all are trying to learn these new words and emotions and everything that are happening. But leave the gaslighting and the boasting. And
I don't hear them two words again. That'd be
narcissistic. Leave those alone. What I want y'all to bring back is understanding.
Yep.
Let's try to bring that one back. Compassion.
Empathy. You know.
Empathy.
Yeah.
Those are the words. Foundation.
Yeah, foundation. That's a good one.
Those are the words that we have to bring back because those new ones that now, see, you guys are, and here's an overused word that I'm going to use, weaponizing.
Yes. Yep.
They're weaponizing, you guys are weaponizing these new words that you guys are learning.
Right.
And that you guys are trying to identify. And you guys are confused and you guys are confusing the words. Now y'all don't even know y'all.
Yeah. And you know the funny thing about like and when you say new words is funny, it's because these words aren't meant to be done and like be used in like day-to-day lexicon, right? And when I say lexicon, I'm saying I'm being tongue in cheek, right? Yeah. But like there's words like narcissist and shit like that. Nobody's using those words on a day-to-day basis in conversation. Like, why are you using that word? Talk normal to me.
Yes.
Because the point of communication is I'm trying to make this as easy for you to understand as it is for me to understand. And like I feel like the best way to know if you're communicating at a high level is how many of those words are you using with somebody from another country that just learned English use on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
If it ain't a lot, then you're not effectively communicating.
And that doesn't make you sound educated.
It doesn't.
It kind of makes them sound a little crazy.
Yeah.
Now look, your girl is highly educated. 2 degrees, I'm here and I do this. But I don't come to you and be like, this is very diabolical.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is not what I don't do that. Now I do use words, but that's because I'm an avid reader. But it's not because I'm not misusing words. I'm not telling my clients, you're gaslighting her.
Right.
Let's stop that. Y'all not gonna in my sessions, y'all not gonna hear none of those words. That don't mean they don't exist. I'm not using them because, like you're saying, everybody, I'm wasting time.
Yep.
In my sessions, if I'm saying those words and somebody has to ask me, what does that mean?
Right. Then you're not communicating with me anymore.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes people feel like if I know more words or if I use these big words, I'm more educated or I'm smarter. And like if you were smart, you would know that effective communication means I can get my point across no matter if you're a child or an adult, right? That's how you communicate. Mm-hmm. And those big words, like saying that shit for somebody who like write a play and put big words in it. In a situation where people are trying to understand at a high level and trying to look for puzzles to put together, like, oh, what does this mean? But if you talk like Stephen A. Smith all the time, nigga, don't talk to me, because I'm not trying to talk to thesaurus niggas. Yeah, like relax.
And it can be annoying. And
it's very annoying.
It doesn't show. Now, if like my boy Elliott said, if you use those words every day, by all means. But I haven't met.
No, I'm not doing that. No.
And I was in corporate.
Yeah, same.
Well,
in corporate. 20. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And I didn't even use those words. And it don't have nothing to do with race or nothing, because the other people don't even talk to us like that. We are and again, and I'm glad that we are defining these, but I would prefer if you guys would stop using the words and more use like identify what you're really going through.
Right, exactly.
Instead of trying to say, oh my God, he's ghosting me, just be like, he stopped talking.
He stopped or he makes me feel like this because he's doing this. Instead of trying to use a word to sum all that shit up, because you can't really put your feelings into words. And that's how I know how smart you are. How do you feel? I was ghosted, gaslighted by a narcissist.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, nigga, what? How do you feel?
And then I told him my boundaries.
Yeah. I created these boundaries and they disrespect. Like, okay, so now you're trying to manipulate me with words instead of just saying exactly what's actually going on. And that's your problem. You don't know how to communicate your feelings. And in the failure of doing that, you put these words on people because you feel like they're doing these things to you, when the fact of the matter is they don't know how you feel, and they don't know what you feel, and you don't even know how to put it into words. So how do we communicate that anyway?
Exactly. And also, too, that's another thing, because I want to expound on everything. Like, I dig deep, and feelings and emotions is one of those, because people really need to identify them. Like you're saying, you ask somebody, how are you feeling? Don't mad or happy me. There's so many other words, because you have to know how to maneuver with what you're feeling.
Yeah, that's true.
You mad, sad, like what can I do with that?
Right.
If you're disgusted though,
that's different.
If you're disappointed, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So for me, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a parent's girl, but I'm really a daddy's girl. And my dad never mad. I don't know. Kenny never got mad, right? But I never wanted to disappoint my parents.
Right.
Being mad, if they're mad at me, like,
that's temporary.
Give me a hug or something. Yeah. If I disappoint them or with anybody, so that's different. So again, let's identify these emotions. Because again, if I disgusted you, that's something different than I just like, you know. And people need to expound on those, because that allows the other person to also know how to handle you. If you come and be, I'm mad at you.
Well, that can mean a million things.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
What you mad?
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And I do think, like I said, you have to be able to express your feelings. And sometimes maybe that's not verbal. Maybe you got to write it down or whatever the case may be. And that's another thing too, that you got to figure out how to communicate with your person. Whoever your person is. Like, I know for me, I'ma just let you know exactly how I feel at the moment. I'm gonna give you all the words on how I'm feeling. And then after that, I'm dead and done with it. We could be over it. My wife ain't like that. She like to sit on the feeling and embody it and all that stuff, and then process it, and then all of a sudden she bring it back later. I don't fuck with it, but that's her process. Or she'll text it to me, and I always hated that shit. Like, dude, don't send me this long ass fucking book of a text when you could have just told me in my face. But that ain't her process.
Yes,
that's not how she communicates, and it takes me to swallow my pride and put what I feel I want to be communicated to, like, and accept that. There you go. But then in the same vein, she has to do the same. She don't like hearing that talking, like you talking. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like I'm a passionate talker, right? Right. And what I mean by that is, like, when I talk, you may think I'm hyper, I'm mad. Yeah. Like, I'll be screaming on the homies, but that ain't because I'm mad. Just because that's just how I communicate when I'm trying to put emphasis on something, right?
This episode might be real loud.
Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly. You feel me?
But we ain't arguing now.
Yeah, we're not really arguing at all. Yeah, that's just how we talk.
Yeah.
And so you got to understand that when you're communicating with your person, okay, I need to stop making everything that the way that they saying it personal. I need to take what they're saying and just ingest that, not take how they're saying it to me. Because what I hate, this is what I hate the most. Why are you so loud? Like, man, stop asking me about my value, dog. Right. Just listen to what I'm saying to you.
Well, but okay, I get that with the tone. Tone is very, very, it's a very big issue. I get it. But also, too, loudness is a thing. I'm triggered by aggression and loudness as well. Okay. But I think the older I get, I'm a little louder, too passionate. But also, too, it's a way. So if I say, you're loud, stop yelling, because my daughter, I noticed she does this. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I get the first time she did it, I was like, oh, okay, got it, right? But also, too, it takes the other person, too, to be like, oh, okay, I'm loud.
Right.
Like, okay. Yeah. But it's not that easy. But I am saying that it's fuel to the fire when the other person does always say, like, don't worry about my tone. Listen to what I'm saying. And this and that. I get it. It's really tricky. And it's not going to happen overnight. For sure. But it's definitely something that I want us all to practice.
Yeah, you got to practice.
You have to practice because, again, there are some families that are loud. There are people that are just loud by nature and things like that. But when it's addressed because you don't want to, it's just like yelling at a kid. Like, you don't want them to clam up. Yeah, because it's just like it's too much. But not only that, with arguments, like even in loud environments, there's a lot of kids. I only have one kid. It's a lot of kids. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that shit can be different. And I got 3 of them. So,
I just got like, oh my God.
It get crazy in there.
Yeah, but I do want people to work on tone. But I do also want people to stop taking the tone personally.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm getting at, right? Because I feel like sometimes tone is a thing that is compartmentalized from the emotion.
Yes.
Where it's just the way that you talk, or maybe your ass is deaf, and you can't even hear what you're saying, so you saying it louder because you need to make sure you hear what you're saying too. Right. But the sometimes tone isn't always indicative of emotion. Like also like even like being annoyed, right? Annoying doesn't mean that I'm annoyed with you. Yeah. I can just be annoyed with an action. Like if I'm doing something and you act like, man, what?
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm really good at that. Good at that. Good. Yeah. I do that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying man because I don't want you to bother me. But it's like, man, I was into something. Yeah. Like, cause like what I hate is when people call me on the phone and I'm driving and I'm listening to something. Like I'll be in the middle of listening to something and I zone out. Like I'm listening, oh man, this is a fucking podcast. Oh, I'm listening to Keepsake. Then she really hitting on something. And then somebody called me and it interrupted the call. I'm like, damn, what? Yeah. And it's like, oh, why you? I'm like, no, it interrupted me in the middle of something I was listening to.
Hey, I do it.
I'm not mad at you, but damn, what you need? What you want? What you want? Because I'm trying to get back to it now. And people don't understand that because they're like, well, I called you. You should be making time for me. Yeah. I called like, well, I'm making time for you. Yeah. But nigga, what you want?
What you want? And you know what? I'm my mom. So, and again, I'm an overthinker because I'm always like, oh my God, I don't want people to feel bad. But then I'd be like, no. So my mom did it. I'm recording the podcast, right? This is what I'm doing on a show. My mom called me. I put it to voicemail. Boom. Yeah. She texts like, call me when you get a chance. So I pause. I'm like, hello. She talking about Christmas. So I was like, so then she goes, what you think? I go, I think this could have been a text message.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Exactly. She got so offended. I didn't know. I was like, Mom, you know, I sent you the voicemail. Yeah. That's how I was busy. Like, if you said call, like, I thought it was something.
And that creates the urgency. Like, oh, can you please give me a call?
Yes.
Like, dog. If I call you and you're on that bullshit, if you ain't got cancer,
man,
or you ain't in the accident, I'm gonna be real mad. Because you just made me feel like this was an urgent call because you followed up a call when I banged the line with a text message. Or you should put it like, it ain't really that serious. Just hit me when you get a chance. That's different than call me.
Right. And it's your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the mom of the kids. Like, again, my daughter, she got it to where she will do that. Like, she even want to share my calendar. Like, when you schedule in your pod, like, what you do so that I know.
That's smart.
She know how not, when to
call. That's smart.
And then she work too. And so she'll do that. She'll be like, didn't want nothing. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But, my mama, there, she'll be like, I didn't even know you.
Yeah.
I put you
they be throwing their hands up about everything.
Exactly. And so, like,
I don't know how to work the TV. Like, man, you can read, right? Yeah. What does that say? Power? Push the damn power button then.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
They are, but that's again, you know what? Entitlement. Everybody, and y'all, I want y'all to stop thinking everybody bored. Mm-hmm. Everybody chilling. Everybody think that people at home like, now I ain't saying we not, but everybody think we at home like this.
Yep.
All day. So therefore, if you call me, I should see it. Yeah. And hello, like,
man, yeah. They swear that you just stand by your phone waiting for their call.
Just wait.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's so.
It's you. I can't believe it. Yeah. Like, nigga, no. Like, cut that shit out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it be the people like, what time you get off? 5, but that don't mean call me at 5:02.
No. What? My answer to that is always why.
Why?
Why do you want to know what time I get off? But that's funny. That's another thing that I know my wife takes as a point of contention because every time she asks me a question about where you going today, what you doing today for work, why? Like my fucking boss don't even ask me that. Why? Well, because I just want to know why.
Why?
What's the purpose of knowing? Like I'm very much. Well, I don't know. I don't really follow that zodiac shit. But I'm a Gemini, and apparently that means you don't like being tied down on shit like that. You just moving through and you want freedom. Yeah. I embody that shit. Like, hey, and when I say freedom, it don't mean I want to like go out and be amongst people. Like, no, I just want to be able to do.
You want to be an individual.
Yeah, I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Right. Unless I have to responsibilities that need to be done.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you why? Because do I need to pick up the kids? Is there a doctor's appointment? Is there a game? Is there something I got to be doing? Why you want to know? I just want to know. Man, get the fuck out of my face.
Yes. And let's normalize explanations.
Yeah.
That's not a bad word.
Right.
I just think, again, see, me and Elliott is coming up. Everybody's taking everything personal.
Yes.
That's the problem, okay?
Yep.
Explanations does not mean you explaining yourself. Yep. You not grown. You ain't got to do it. No, it's even when I don't care. It's really common courtesy. I'm not even going to use the word common. It's courtesy.
Yeah.
And it's even something as simple. Again, these things, if you practice in your everyday life, you'll be good.
100%.
I don't care if Elliott calls me and me and Elliott, we here. You know what I'm saying? It's bro 100%. Right here. If Elliott called me, I send him a voicemail. And then I call him back. I'm going to say, my bad, Elliott. I was on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back. I'm not going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, I'm going to explain to him what happened. He didn't ask me. He didn't do nothing. It's courtesy.
Yeah, it's courtesy. And niggas ain't courteous.
No.
And niggas look at courteous as a point of weakness or something. Like I ain't got to explain myself to you, nigga. Like, yeah, you do.
You do.
And because, nigga, it's my time, too. As much as your time is important, my time is important, just as important. Like it's funny, like, niggas be mad about explanation. Like, do you ever go to the doctor and then say, hey, why are you giving me this? If that nigga like
stack of paper.
Yeah, and that nigga be like, nigga, how long you went to medical school? Like, I ain't been to medical school. Shut up and just take this pill. If it worked like that, you wouldn't go to that doctor no more.
And you know, it's funny. I say that because me being a relationship coach, I don't lead with that. Well, sometimes I do, but it's also then I always get the question like, "Oh, are you in a relationship?" Then I'm no, I'm single. But then after that, it's just like, oh, well, why do you? Okay, so I use the same example. So if you went to a surgeon, yep, you gonna ask if he working on your back. You yep, gonna say, have you ever had back surgery? Right. And if they be like, nah, you gonna be like, you can't do it. Like, no, again, I'm a relationship because y'all automatically think it's intimate relationship. Yeah. I deal with family, youth, yep, everything else. Intimate yep, relationships is where the ultimate, like yeah, you said before, that's the ultimate. Nobody, yes, people yeah, are single and happy, but everybody's in a relationship at some point. But you're in a relationship, even if you're not in like you said, intimate relationship mm-hmm, is only one type of relationship, mm-hmm, and honestly, that ain't even the most important one. No. Because you got to be able to have regular relationships with people all around you in order to make sure your life is functioning properly. Mm-hmm. You got personal relationships, you got professional relationships, mm-hmm, you got school based relationships, you got all these relationships and shit that you got with people that are friends, associates, all these compartmental relationships that they need to be coached because you need to treat them all the same. Yes. And when I say that, I don't mean you need to treat like right, friend like you treat your spouse. Yes. But you need to treat a relationship with the respect that you would the same any other relationship, or they're gonna fucking fail. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's again, it's an everyday practice. Yeah. If you go to the grocery store and you greet the cashier, go to work and greet the coworker. Exactly. Like it's about you. I think too many people try to turn it on and off. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. You're creating way too many personalities for yourself. Yeah, and they're hard to maintain. Yes, schizo. And they're hard to maintain because you don't even know which one you're comfortable in. Yep. You know, and I treat the janitor better than the CEOs. Man, but you have to, because at the end of the day, they're all people. Yes. And people are going to feel as good as you make them feel. Mm-hmm. And they're going to remember how you made them feel. Mm-hmm. So why not just treat everybody with the same respect and cordial nature and just nurture the relationship? But you know what? And this is gonna get it. We back to the quick keepsake quick fire, because again, it's always a good time. That time flew by right there. Yeah. But it's crazy because people don't even treat themselves well. Man. That's the bottom of it. That's the foundation. If you can't treat yourself well, how you gonna treat others well? Mm-hmm. And if you treat other people better than you treat yourself, it's time to recalibrate. Or are they expecting others to treat them better than they treat themselves? Yeah, facts. Keepsake quick fire, because this is going into something else. I'ma just get some quick ones up in here. Tell the people, what's one thing you do to protect your peace in your relationship? Isolate sometimes. You gotta isolate sometimes. Oh, yeah. And that's not whatever you do to do what you need to do to be just you. Isolate. You gotta go. You gotta go to another room, or you gotta go away, or sometimes people can isolate in the middle of being around people. Where it's just like, hey, I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about me and what I got. But you gotta isolate, and I think it's important to not lose the fact that it's still you. Like in the midst of being in a relationship, being a father, being a husband, being a friend, it's still you. You gotta check your engine light, and you gotta self care, self medicate. Well, not medicate. Don't do that. But take care of yourself and healthy self medication. Right. And you gotta tend to you. Yes. In order to be available for them. Yes. It's the whole cup thing. And I know I can't. I'm gonna try to find another way to put the cup. Because but it is. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Like we were saying before, you're gonna be annoyed, and you're gonna come, and it's gonna come out in your reactions. Like he said, you go, what? Yeah. What? And it's gonna be the initial, and the person's gonna be like, "Ooh." Yeah. For then you're gonna shut down, hold back. Then that person be like, "What? What?" Then Yep. People don't understand it. The domino effect. Yeah, for sure. Somebody just has to stop it. Or just don't create it in the first place. Or don't create it in the first place. Like it's much easier. Everybody wants to have the last word. Oh my God. All right, let's get the one quick one. Let me see. If you could only choose one. Only one. Would you rather be respected or trusted? Oh, wait. I think trust goes way further than respect. I think if you trust me, there's a lot more that you'd allow me to do if you trust me than you respected me. Because there's a lot of people I respect
that couldn't get $1 out of me.
Oh, okay,
or
okay.
A lot of people that I respect that I wouldn't have a conversation with.
Okay.
Or tell them what's going on with me. But if you trust me, respect or don't respect, if you trust me, you're gonna open certain doors that respect doesn't get in. So I will take trust. I will take trust. I don't need your respect.
Sense. That makes sense. Oh my goodness. Because thinking about it in like business or the music industry, like they don't even get along. You hear some people but they made that money.
Yep. I trust that you know what to do.
You know how to move that money, but I don't respect.
Yep.
That's
respect, trust, take trust. Yeah.
Elliott, do me one more thing before we go. I'll pick up this book right here. Flip it to any page, just a random page, and then read it for the people.
All right, we gotta
anything. What it say?
Okay, this is 9 things to unlearn. I'm just gonna read the first one, and it says binary thinking. Life isn't an on and off light switch. Life thrives in the spaces between. Unlearn rigid black and white thinking and embrace nuance and complexity. It's about recognizing that everything in life isn't confined to two extremes. By stepping out of this or that mindset, you open yourself up to a world of possibility and new information. You embrace a spectrum of identities, experiences, and perspectives. You elevate your consciousness, expand your mindset, embrace complexity, and witness your understanding deepen. Binary thinking.
Binary thinking.
Unlearn it.
Usually the other ones are short, but my boy Elliott would get the lengthy one here because he be having us thinking about it.
You feel me?
Binary thinking. Yeah,
binary thinking.
Elliott, out of that you want to leave the people with anything else before we go? Because I don't have y'all know I don't have an outro.
Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and put God first.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah.